I think what's important to note when it comes to your rich life is some of these things I think that's on our list is like we could spend it, but maybe we don't see it as important to spend at this moment, or we feel maybe we don't have enough money to keep spending on that, right? Because technically you could buy an outfit a week now.
So when you think about rich life, at least for me, when I think about it, it's like people that go to Starbucks only on special occasions versus the people who go to Starbucks every day. Their rich life involves them going to Starbucks every day.
That's true.
The person who goes once in a while, they probably would love to do it more often, but they just can't fathom themselves spending that amount of money on Starbucks. So it doesn't have to be a yacht. It could be something that literally that you want to spend on that you probably don't, but it does make your life. You feel like it gives you the life that you want to live. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the More Than a Side Hustle podcast, where we help 9-to-5ers create more impact, income, and influence outside their jobs. And hopefully today is no different. My name is Anthony.
And I'm Janoka.
And you would think this is the first time we've done this. So before we get started, we want to thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. And if you are new here, we want to thank you and welcome you. If you are a returning visitor and guest, please show us some love. Drop us a review. And make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube, man. We are above 3,300 subscribers, something like that. Mm-hmm. So please keep us going. Please keep showing up. And what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about what does your rich life look like? So this came up because the owner of Travel Noir and Blavity, I think she is, we saw a TikTok of her speaking about her expenses, I guess, and what she needed to make. Her financial advisor telling her what she needed to make for her to have the life that she wanted, basically. And for her, it was, I think she had to make, she was going to spend about $50,000 for the life that she wanted. So she had to make like an extra $2 million or $10 million, something like that. So we just decided to say like, well, what does a rich life look like for us? And what would we really want in place? Now, we don't have numbers per se, but we each came up with a list of what our rich life will look like, and we're going to say it here. We didn't share it yet with each other. So
yeah, and the importance of this conversation is because a lot of times we think about all these like huge things that we really want to do. And it's like, oh, we want to travel the world and do this and do that. Now, when you really think about it and break it down and you turn it into an actionable goal, you recognize that it may not be the price that you thought it was. Yeah. We hear it all the time. I see this on social media a lot, and people are like, well, I finally outsourced my housekeeping. And it's one of those things that you think about. You probably think that this costs, hundreds of dollars a month, and it actually does. But when you really break it down, it allows you to see how much time you're actually saving.
Time is money.
Exactly. So
if you're rich, get time back.
So the importance of thinking about your rich life is to think about the life that you would live that is uncompromised to the things that you really want to do. Yeah. And what is his name? Ramit Sethi. He talks about his rich life a lot. And what is it? What's the name of his book?
I Will Teach You. What is it called?
I Will Teach You How to Be Rich.
I would teach you, to be rich.
So I would definitely recommend you. Where's the book at? I want to share. If you are watching this on YouTube,
he speaks about it a lot. He actually has a show on Netflix too.
Yeah, he does. He actually has this show on Netflix. Yeah, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. He has a podcast too, but he talks about his rich life in a way of just making you think about money in terms of a
differently. And I think that also I just thought about something. We're just looking at that. I think especially in our community with our Black community, a lot of times we don't talk about rich things or lavish things because whatever, people talk negatively about it or we can't showcase it. But I think he does a really good job he saves, obviously. It's all about saving, investing, but after a while you have money to spend, right? So he does a really good job about speaking about things that he likes to do when it comes to travel, when it comes to home, all those things. And I think this helps us to kind of communicate that. Another person that does this really well, if you're in that space, her name is Jackie Ina. She has been in the YouTube game probably 15 years now, and she also has she has a YouTube and a TikTok called Lavishly Jackie, and she speaks about all the things that she does to maintain her life that she likes, that some may see lavish, but it's part of her regular schedule. So yeah.
So Ramit describes this as spending on things you love. Live your rich life instead of tracking every last expense. So
Tony,
I got mixed reviews on that. But I read his book and I follow him, and he's more of a no.
balance.
He's a great balance on this stuff. Like, if you guys know anything about us, you know, we went the debt-free route and it required some sacrifice, but we really speak about balance in terms of enjoying your life and not just counting every expense that goes out the door.
Yeah.
So that's a good way. And I even think about that in terms of like fitness and nutrition. I'm a guy that likes to work out. I like to be healthy-ish, but I like to also enjoy life. I don't want to be counting calories and counting carbs and macros and all of that. So I was talking to one of my close friends. His name is Oz, and you guys should check him out too. We actually have an episode on him. He talks a lot about fitness and nutrition, but his mindset is like, if I could get you to your goals without having you cut everything else out, then you're more likely to achieve them.
Well, that's what we did with paying off the debt.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Exactly.
But I was saying while you were talking, like, yeah, I complain and like joke with you on the podcast specifically about you not spending, but you do spend. You just
What do I spend on?
You spend on
Lululemon. That's my jam. When you
Very
see,
expensive.
So this is what we're talking about.
Brand.
All right, I'm right. You know what? We're gonna start right there.
Okay, but let's before we get to our list, let's talk about what does rich even mean, right? Because I think rich can be relative. A lot of things can be relative. What does it mean? The Webster Dictionary says having abundant possessions and especially material wealth, having high value or quality is what they consider to be rich. But then
that doesn't determine your rich life, though.
Doesn't determine your rich life, but just speaking about rich. But then it goes on to speak about not the Webster, but other articles that I found about like net worth being worth a certain amount to be rich. I don't know that we're focusing necessarily on the money per se, just things of
lifestyle,
basically. Like I said, I don't have the price for the things I want, but
but this is a good exercise for anyone, even if you work in a 9-to-5 or you have a business or side hustle, whatever it may be.
Don't see my list here.
Think about the things that would make you happy that you don't want to have to compromise as you make more money. So I'll start since we were talking.
All right, you going first.
So one thing that I would say is involved in my rich life when it comes to fitness is my clothing, my attire for my fitness. Mm-hmm. Now, I spend an exorbitant amount of money on Lululemon. Now, if they want to sponsor the podcast,
I was just about to say
if they want to sponsor the podcast, I would be more than willing to accept them on the sponsorship. So shout out to Lululemon. Mm-hmm. And one of my close friends just became an ambassador too. So shout out to Zell. But I enjoy fitness, and I feel like when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you work out good. So even when I'm in the gym, like people be like one of the ladies in there, like older ladies. So let's calm down. One of the older ladies in there, she's like, "Oh my God, you always have like excellent workout gear." You see some guys in there in the ripped tanks and stuff, but I like to look good. I like to wear my clothes.
T-shirt show.
You do. I like to wear my clothes outside the gym as if I could wear them anywhere.
Which Lulu allows.
So the athleisure wear, I am huge into my fitness and my attire. So my rich life means that I go to Lulu and I probably buy a new outfit. I probably have a new outfit every week. Okay. Which I have enough to do right now, but I'm rotating some shirts.
I about some of these things.
Hold on, I also wore the same shirt 2 days in a row accidentally.
Which is filthy.
Yeah, I did.
Disgusting.
I just left it out accidentally. But that would be my rich life, my Lululemon. So
I think what's important to note when it comes to your rich life is some of these things I think that's on our list is like we could spend it, but maybe we don't see it as important to spend at this moment, or we feel maybe we don't have enough money to keep spending on that, right? Because technically you could buy an outfit a week now.
So when you think about rich life, at least for me, when I think about it, it's like people that go to Starbucks only on special occasions versus the people who go to Starbucks every day. Their rich life involves them going to Starbucks every day.
That's true.
The person who goes once in a while, they probably would love to do it more often, but they just can't fathom themselves spending that amount of money on Starbucks. So it doesn't have to be a yacht. It could be something that literally that you want to spend on that you probably don't, but it does make your life. You feel like it gives you the life that you want to live.
Yes. Okay.
So Lulu would be it for me.
Lulu is yours. How many is on your list, by the way?
I
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, so first on my list is having our nanny always travel with us. That's on my list as my rich life because I go back and forth of wanting to visit places and wanting to have our daughter there to experience it and be excited that she's with us and all these things. And then with also saying like, well, there's some things I just want to do with my husband. So I go back and forth for like, oh, I want to go to Italy, but do I want to leave her behind? Who am I leaving her with? All these things. And that would be something that I would like, if she can always travel with us. Are we at a point that we can have her travel with us for certain trips? Absolutely. Italy, I don't know about that. I mean, Europe is already expensive for the flight, hotel, food, and then I still got to pay you. So excursions, all those things. So I don't think we're there yet. But if our nanny could travel with us every trip, I would be over the moon and also be able to travel more as well. Because that's a lot of reason we don't travel as much too, because we got to think about Alani. So
I mean, Alani's been on 40 flights, so.
Yes, but some of them have been to like Atlanta and New York where we have family that can help to watch and stuff like that. So it's a little different. So we have to pay somebody.
When you think about flights as well, like I think we just discussed it. What was we talking about going to?
Where? I don't know.
We talking about bringing the nanny somewhere. Either way.
Was it Greece?
Oh, no, the price. So I was asking, like, how much does it increase your price to bring your nanny with you? Like, I was trying to figure out the numbers, and I think we said it literally doubles the amount because you got to pay for an extra flight to and from. That's an extra body. And then you got to pay for an extra hotel room. That's another body.
Which is probably the same price as our hotel room because 2 people versus 1. Yeah.
I was thinking about splitting it, and he's like, no, she needs her own. I was like, oh, yeah, that's another problem. So that's flight, hotel, so you're literally doubling it, just that right there. So if your flight and hotel is 4,000, whatever it is, you're now paying 8.
Correct.
Immediately. And that does not include the pay that you have to get to the nanny as well.
So you got to pay them.
So you got to pay them. So let's say that trip turned for us an extra 8,000. So that's maybe what, 9?
Depending on how long your trip is.
How long you're there, that's $9,000 extra. And then you're not talking about the food and any expense. Let's say the food is only $500. Whatever. I'm trying to say.
And then if there's excursions that you're having them go with you on, I don't know.
So if you are traveling to Italy, you are just spent an extra $8,000 to $10,000 per trip.
Correct.
$8,000 to $10,000. So when you talk about rich life, it's like, all right, how often are you doing that? Let's say you travel 4-5 times a year to like Italy. You're going overseas. You're going out the country, and you're spending. You gotta have an extra let's say $10,000 per trip. 4 times a year. That's an extra $40,000 to $50,000 on top.
Wow, things are getting really pricey here.
So, think about it, though. That's an extra let's say $40,000 to be on the low end. $40,000 that you got to think about spending just on travel for your nanny to come with you.
If you want to bring your nanny.
If you want to bring your nanny.
Because you want to have a night out with your husband.
So this is what rich life is. You're talking about the extra money that you got to. So when we talk about this, you also got to think about the costs along with it. So $40,000, $50,000 you got to make every year on top of whatever you were making before.
Or you got to spend. Because, I may be making it now. I may be spending on something else right now.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows? I may have to cut back if that's what I want to do. And maybe it's not every trip, but I have here, always travel with us. So there's that.
So that's something
that was mine.
That's an extra $40,000, $50,000. So speaking of nanny, I said nanny on weekends.
And I said, when you going to spend time with your child?
That is my rich life, having the nanny on the weekends. And Janoka said, when you going to spend time? And I thought that was a good answer. So maybe not the nanny on weekends. Maybe the nanny for half a day on the weekends. We got Saturdays, we got swimming and we got music. And then if we want to go out, it's almost impossible.
She got to take her nap.
We're tired.
Yeah, we got to take our nap.
So a lot of this revolves around our nanny. So yeah, maybe an extra 2 to 3 hours on the weekend, like 2 hours on Saturday, maybe 3 hours on Sunday, something like that. 3 hours, maybe. But that would be my rich life. So how much would that cost? Your hourly rate for your nanny on the weekends, maybe OT time, however you just divide that up. But so that would be included in my rich life as well. So nanny on weekends, and then for you, nanny travel all the time.
Okay, nanny's moving.
So that's a lot of money.
My next one is having a chef 3 to 4 times a week. Now that I think about it, do I want a chef all the time? Probably.
Why only 3 to 4 times
I don't know why I put 3 to 4 times. I felt like we could, if they're cooking, so it depends on the chef. Are they just cooking for that night or is enough left over? So that's why I said 3 to 4 times a week. Because I feel like that would stretch us for every night and lunch, depending on how they cook.
It depends on, are they meal prepping or are they just?
Both. I got the meal prepping and chef in at the same time. Usually chefs are not going to just make enough food for just 2 people. It may be leftovers. So that's why I said 3 to 4 times. But it's not, then I need someone here all the time.
Oh.
For lunch and dinner, not breakfast, actually. Lunch and dinner. Maybe I should change that.
And I said meal preps weekly.
Okay.
It's funny how...
I need a chef, though. Your meal preps...
I don't need a chef. I don't need somebody
Because you are the chef.
I don't need somebody in my house cooking. Number
Every
one,
day,
because I just don't want nobody in my house. I'd rather somebody, if I tell them I get to check it off, they say, hey, I'm going to get you this, and they fry it up, grill it up, whatever, and they drop it off. I used to do meal preps.
Yeah. And I got tired of that.
Yeah.
I got tired of it.
It wasn't, yeah, that's the thing, too, because you meal prep, and they give you like they give you like 8 of the same thing.
It's just too much.
Yeah, so, but I would say meal prep weekly for me was one. So, my next one is only first class flights. So the reason I didn't
business first class lay bed is options.
So I didn't go with the PJ route. I didn't say the private jet route because I don't feel like having a private jet where we are today is not gonna give me my quote unquote rich lifestyle. It would just be a flex, just be Instagram things. But I do think first class would be a rich life because we travel a lot.
Can we upgrade our Vegas flight to first class? But go ahead.
It's only not okay. So
hello.
So the thing about it is that the flight has to be over 3 hours for us to upgrade to first class. That's like the stipulation. But anything under 3 hours, I could be uncomfortable. But my rich life entails me having all flights as first class flights. So the reason I said that is because number one, you get priority boarding. It's not really an issue for us, but the biggest thing is just the space, the amenities. The ability to get work done, especially now that we have Alani in our laps.
But you know that she's about to be too. She ain't gonna be free no more. She's gonna have to pay for a seat real soon.
All right, so now it's gonna be maybe extra legroom flights instead of first class flights. Because now you gotta cut back. Because now you gotta pay for a first class seat for Alani too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that just went kind of crazy there. I might as well get the private jet at this point.
You're ODing. It's not the same. But I was gonna say when you said it had to be under 3 hours, I'm like. Over 3 hours, sorry. I'm like, actually, with us flying to Vegas, we're not flying with her, so you would want to actually enjoy the space of not having her with you. Exactly. But that's my thought with it, but sure.
Actually, you know what? So we're going to upgrade that Vegas flight to first class. Let's do it.
Okay.
How much was it?
They had it at like $140 each person.
You see, that's the thing.
They do it after. They upsell you, actually. The airlines upsell you. If you don't book and they haven't sold the seat, that's what they do. So I would do. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about that offline. Okay, got it.
That's one of the rich life things right there. Being able to upgrade your first class flight.
My next thing is having a trainer.
Okay.
A trainer in the gym.
I do.
Okay, I've been working out for probably, let's say, 10 years. Let's go with that. For 10 years now. I had a trainer when I first started in the gym. Mm-hmm. Right. So I would like a trainer. Now, can I show up to the gym and be consistent without a trainer? Absolutely. Do I need somebody 5 days a week? No. But I think that I can always use direction, help, assistance, things like that. So I would like a trainer. Yeah. That would be part of my rich life.
Yeah. Why would you want the trainer? Normally, the trainer just shows you what to do in the gym. You already know what to do in the gym.
Yeah, but they can help me keep on track with different things I don't try. They have that wind thing that you just like whip in the gym. There's other.
Oh, you talking about the bar? It's more for core.
Yeah, there's just things that I'm not using at all.
You don't need to go to the gym and use every machine. The purpose of the trainer is accountability, so that's fine. If you need the accountability.
You can't take away my rich life. If I want the trainer, I want the trainer.
Okay.
Don't look over here, brother.
Have a trainer.
Yeah. Okay, yours. What's yours? What you got next?
The purpose of a trainer is similar to a purpose of a coach. So I can see that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. This guy, Jamal King, 9 to 5 millionaire, he's in shape, but he's like, I got 2 trainers. And it's like, why do you need 2 trainers? He's like, I need 2 people to keep me accountable to my goals. And it's like, yeah, I could go to the gym and work out, but am I going to push myself? I don't push myself, but nah, you could push yourself more when you have someone there watching you.
I don't disagree.
If I came to the gym and told you to do one more, you'd probably do one more. If you by yourself, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't disagree, but I do push myself. I be in there.
I don't say you don't. But
you push yourself harder.
Yeah, so you definitely push yourself. So I would say an executive assistant to handle business.
I've been asking for an executive assistant for the past 2 years.
So I would say an EA. And some things that they would do for us would be booking flights, booking hotels, ordering groceries for the house. That's a big one. Even though we order like Instacart, we don't go to the grocery store unless I'm like
Target.
Target is a big one. Yeah, but ordering groceries to the home is something that we do that a lot. Instacart, they get all of our money. And it not only saves you time, but you also save money if you think about it. And let me explain to you why Instacart saves you money. If you are in the grocery store, you are more likely to walk around aimlessly without a list and start picking up things that you might need. You are more likely to spend more money by going in a grocery store and shopping than actually ordering online. So in our rich life, I would say having an executive assistant to order those type of things would be crucial. Now, I could obviously set up things for recurring like Amazon and stuff like that. But there's just some things I don't want to think about. Yeah. I just don't want to think about ordering groceries. I just don't want to think about picking out a hotel or doing this or doing that or booking a podcast studio. I just want someone to say, hey,
day-to-day tasks.
I need you to do this. Here's how you do it. You go and do it, and you come back to me with the results or questions. So I would say EA.
My next thing is...
So what's your thoughts on the executive assistant?
I'm all for it. I've been wanting an executive assistant just to handle certain tasks. There's things that come up like, oh, I got to make sure she has this when it's time for packing for travel. There's just so much. I can assign my EA.
She can't pack for you unless she's physically here.
Oh, I can have a physical somebody that lives in Dallas.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, they could be in person. They don't always have to come into the office, but they can.
Okay,
that would be important for them.
Cool.
My next thing is buying my mom a house / contributing to the cost.
Okay.
So maybe we don't gotta buy the whole house because in New York it's minimum $700,000. But maybe we can contribute to the down payment, which will bring her payments down monthly, so on and so forth. So that would be part of my rich life.
You know, it's funny. I think he said that on the back of this book too. And people don't think about that when their parents get to that retirement. So look, paying for your parents' retirement or helping them out. So that's literally on the back of his book too.
Yeah.
And we don't think about a lot of, especially in the Black community. There was this article about the sunken cost of us being just Black people in general. One of those things is like taking care of your parents when they're in retirement. And it's like usually in other communities, it's the other way around. They get older. They're supposed to be taking care of you, their pensions, whatever it is, or their legacy gets left to you, and you have all this money. But in the Black community, we really have to think about our parents getting to that age and us taking care of them fully and having that line item expense every single. That's what Gabrielle and D Wade was talking about.
Yeah, that's
what spoke about. I mean, on the last podcast too. I
think if I was making that amount of money anyway, then I probably would support my family, even if I don't have. You know what I mean? Like I think. That's a different tax bracket. And that's not to say that my mother couldn't contribute to her household by herself. She very well can. But probably the place where I would want her to live and stuff like that, the things that she could afford versus if we were helping her afford it is different at this time. So
having that line item for your parents is definitely something to think about, you know, when you talk about your rich life. How does it? And then not even just your parents, then your family.
If you have siblings, you got siblings, type of stuff.
You got grandmother, you got whomever. Especially in the Black community, we'd like to take care of everyone. So should your rich life include taking care of people around you?
I mean, now that you just mentioned that, I'm like my family. They all kind of take care of themselves. I'm thinking about my grandparents. So they live in Panama by themselves in their own home, like functioning on their own. But yeah. Just thought about that.
So
you're up.
One for me is picking up the check when we go out with friends.
Oh, okay. Every time?
Every time.
Wow. That's a nice one. Very nice of you.
So that one came up, not in any particular circumstances or reason, but I just think there's a certain level when I'm out with somebody and they pick up the check, it's just like, oh, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why I appreciate that more. But it's not like a flex or anything, but it's just like if I invite you out, we're out, I grab the check. Or even if I don't invite you out, we're just out having a good time, I just grab the check.
Okay.
And it's because it's part of my rich life.
That's fair. You build it how you want to build it. So that's fair. I like that. That's really nice.
Unless you're out ODing buying bottles and sparkles.
I'm about to say, how does it feel for you not drinking? They're drinking
buying bottles
$1,000
and sparkles, and the line item says 1,000. Nah, we're gonna split that.
Okay.
And even we'll do that sometimes. Like we'll put like half down or something like that, and let everyone. And we've done that in the past. Like let everyone split the rest.
Yeah,
especially when we go out and stuff like that. So that's part of my rich life.
Okay. Next up for me is Mercedes-Benz AMG.
Here we go. She got the rest of the list, y'all.
You don't have nothing else?
I got more.
Okay. Mercedes-Benz AMG. Tony gonna ask me which car do I want. I don't know. But we talk about this is a good part of Rich Life too. A while back, maybe 2 years ago, I think it was during COVID, we're like, get around things that you want. Like, go to those open houses of houses that you can't afford. Drive down those blocks of homes that you can't afford. Just go look at them. Have a good time. See how it feels to be in that house that has 7 acres, a pool, all the things like that. So we went to go try a G-Wagon, but there was nothing in stock. As you know, there's nothing in stock for the past, I don't know how long. But there was a AMG in the showroom. I don't know what AMG. Sorry, I'm not a car person. And it was chef's kiss. It was like, right now we have an Infiniti, and it completely knocks Infiniti out of the park.
Whoa. Don't talk about my Infiniti like that.
Whatever. It completely knocks Infiniti out of the park. And so I'm like, yeah, part of my rich life, whenever I get a car or something, it's going to be a Mercedes-Benz AMG. That's part of it. So there's that.
So what I got to say about that one? So I don't think my rich life includes cars, because I don't think we spend enough time in cars. I wonder. Now,
how much time do you really need to spend, though?
So I've been recently thinking more about almost knocked the camera down. I've been like Porsches. I like Porsches a lot.
Yeah, you have mentioned that.
Every time we drive past one, a nice color. Like the truck. The car is alright too. I like the truck. So, but does that? I don't know if I would include the Porsche in my rich life, because I don't think it would improve the quality of my life much.
Because so everything on your rich life improves the quality of your life?
Yeah.
So how does
or it makes me feel better.
Okay. I was about to say, how does paying for this habit improve the quality of your life? But it makes you feel better. Okay.
Yeah, it makes you
feel good. I would only assume.
Or it makes you feel good. So another thing I had was, I actually didn't have this. I was thinking I should have wrote this down. But remember when you sent me to that spa day?
Right, yeah.
So I did a 4-hour spa day.
Yep.
From like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2.
11 to 2.
11 to 2.
Something like that, yeah.
And it included a facial.
Massage.
It included a 90-minute deep tissue massage, a facial for the first time ever, and they did a pedicure.
Mm-hmm.
And
90-minute facial, 90-minute body, and then pedicure, yeah.
When I say I came out of that thing feeling like $1 million, so let me write that down, because I may start.
You did say you wanted to make it like a monthly thing.
Yeah, so I think my rich life would include doing that daily. No, you can't do that to your body daily, because that deep tissue was painful in some areas. But I would say my rich life includes doing that type of thing at least once a month, where it's like completely pampering, getting yourself ready, getting your mind. And the funny thing about it is that you're forced to remove yourself from everything else. Mm-hmm. So you can't be on your phone during the massage. You can't be on your phone during the facial. Mm-hmm. Now, when she's doing the mani-pedi thing or whatever, yeah, you could do your phone there, but it just forces you to remove yourself completely. So there's a hidden benefit there too, where you're just like getting removed from the environment. You're unplugging from the environment. So that's a hidden cost I didn't even think about until after the fact, and I just felt recharged after that. So maybe I'll book that soon. So that was once a month, getting a full body treatment, I would say.
The girls on TikTok call it maintenance day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Or men, what it is.
Men need maintenance day.
Maintenance?
Maintenance day.
Okay, you sound like Alani.
I mean, a maintenance day. Definitely sounds like Alani.
Okay, so that was yours. A massage. I mean, that sounds like a good time. My next rich life is a playroom for Alani.
Man, that's not a rich life. That's just like get a house with a damn extra room in it.
Okay,
like,
yeah, but I don't have it right now.
It's not. I'm not counting that one.
Why?
Guys.
Because every house. Okay, so this is the thing. He doesn't understand. Her bedroom is where she sleeps. So he's like, well, what is happening in her bedroom? Why don't she play in there? She does. But she has a kitchen and all these other things that she needs more space. So right now, her playroom is / the man cave area, things like that. I say she needs a playroom. This way I can close the door from when it's chaotic in there. She has everything she needs, supermarket, all those things. Okay. She needs more space to play. He doesn't get it. He thinks the bedroom should be the playroom. It's not the same.
I don't know if I think the bedroom should be the playroom, but I don't think she needs a whole separate room to play.
I think she does. So that's that. We can agree to disagree.
I'm not counting any of rich life.
Why?
I don't know.
You can't take away my rich life.
I don't know. You guys let me know. That's one of the things we need to remove. Let me know. I don't think,
why would it be removed? We don't have it.
because I don't think
We have an area. It's just not up to the standards that I would want it. Let's say that.
All right, so let's try to make that happen then, because if that's a rich life, then you just got to check that off. That's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
So last on my list that I have was... So
I'm sure I could think of more, but
this is not a weird one, but it was something that came up and I was interested in it, but I didn't pull the trigger because I'm like, eh. So I want to say buying courses whenever I want.
this is part of your rich life. Let's check that off the box then.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me explain, guys. So there was this information I came across and I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. But I didn't care enough about it to spend that money. And it was like $2,000, $1,500. I didn't care about it enough to spend that money. But I did find it interesting enough to want to know what the information entails. Does that make sense?
So you just didn't. You sound like you didn't purchase it because you didn't care enough, not because of it not being part of your rich life. Or
yeah, I didn't. Okay, I want to be able to. Okay, let's say I want to be able to spend money like that without caring. So I guess that's what the deep down rooted issue is. I think
no matter.
But it wasn't it didn't have enough. I didn't have enough care for it, but I didn't want to just throw. I didn't want to put $2,000 into something I had no care for. So that's more of a money thing, I guess. Than courses.
I think it's even if it's $3. If I don't care for it, I don't care for it. I don't want to spend it on it.
No, I would buy something for $3.
Maybe
it was just I would buy something for $3.
Yeah, you buy something for $3 if you really didn't care.
But at $2,000, you got to really think about
second guess.
And it's something that I really gotta want to do and think that it's going to change, at least give me some sort of transformation.
Right.
But there wasn't enough buy-in for me to care about it enough to spend $2,000.
I'm indifferent about that one, so maybe we'll take that off of his list. The last thing that I have here, now this list can go on. Let's be clear. This is just starting. We can revisit this list in a year or 6 months to see where the list has gone. But the last thing I have here that I actually saw on TikTok, it's a Disney cruise, which, okay, fine.
Cruise, yuck.
But no, the Disney cruises are really good. But there are two different type of cruises that I saw. There was a Disney cruise that was a transatlantic cruise, which is a cruise to Europe, which is $11K for 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, wildin'.
Italy, multiple places, leaves from Miami.
I ain't going.
I think it was $11K it was a family of 4. And one of the children were under 12 months. So family of 4 was $11K for 3 weeks, right? That was like part of, now, not the Disney cruise itself. Going on a Disney cruise, we can do. But the fact of a transatlantic going to Europe for 3 weeks, I think was amazing. Never heard of that. Then there was another Disney Wish cruise, because they have different ones. And you can stay in the Tower Suite. Now, when I read through the comments of how much that costs, it was pretty extravagant, so I'm not really sure if I'm willing to spend that. But those would be part of my rich life. The Disney Wish Tower Suite and the transatlantic cruise.
What was the total?
The people in the comments, the content creator didn't confirm it, but for the Wish Tower, they said it was $35,000 for 3 days.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't know if I'm really...
That's not rich life. We're crossing that one off.
No, I don't know. I am not willing to spend $35,000 for 3 days, but if that is not the price, the Wish Tower was really nice. That's all I'm going to say.
I should have did that at the beginning. So one thing that along those same lines, that was my last one. Was the last one. This is the real last one. So along those same lines,
you didn't say anything about the Disney cruise. Oh, okay, so
along those same lines is the fast pass for any amusement park.
Oh, okay.
That is one that I say that hold on, guys, hear me out. If you are a person that values your time, you need to have a fast pass for every single resort, every single amusement park that you go to. You will spend more time in line than actually enjoying the events of the day. You will spend more time frustrated on those lines, whereas you could spend that money on that fast pass, go on that same ride 3 times before you get on that first time after standing on that line. When we went to Disney World, I said the next time we go, we will have a fast pass. We will not be standing on those lines. I'd rather spend that money and get my time back than to try to save a couple $100. It's not even that expensive.
How much is it?
I don't know, but it's not that
You have
expensive.
no idea.
I have no clue how much it
clue.
is, but I will get there and I will spend that money at that door because standing on those lines are not worth it. I'd rather be able to go on that. There was a few I wanted to go on that the Walt Disney tour. I wanted to go on that one again, but that line was
was long.
So I recommend you using that as your rich life. Don't stand on those damn lines.
So after
Don't stand.
this,
You know what? Don't stand on don't stand on no lines. That's gonna be part of your rich life. If there is a way you can shortcut that line
You gotta buy bottles
to
at the
get your
club, a
time
bar.
back, going in the club, that's a big one. I do not want to stand on that line. So we asked them, "What's the bottle price? We gonna spend $1,000 just to skip this line?" Yes, I don't want to stand on this line. So that's my rich life: spending $1,000 to skip the line in the club.
but the question would be, after like making a list, you make your own list. How much do these things cost that you want? Now, some of them may be way more than you expected. Some of them may not be as much as you expected. If it's a chef, maybe a chef is just $200 extra a week. I have no idea. I've never looked into it. But make a list of what your rich life looks like. Maybe find out how much it costs and start to check some of these things off your list. Add it to your rotation. You just never know. I think we just assume certain things cost so much that we just can't afford it. We just never check. So I would say make sure you check back with us to see what we've checked off of our list. That would be exciting as well. And that's it on our part.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to the More Than a Side Hustle podcast. Please leave us a 5-star review. And also share this podcast out with one person that you want to live your rich life, that you want to live their rich life. So share this out with one person.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, if you want to do the YouTube thing, subscribe to our channel and show us some love there. But appreciate you guys tuning in. And we will see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Peace.
Bye.